headline number 2. Kroger has begun construction on its own version of a Walmart supercenter. This is crazy. According to Supermarket News, the store will open in late 2024 and will be Kroger's largest store format at 124,000 square feet, which is almost 55,000 square feet larger than an existing Kroger store. It will have a wider assortment from produce to kitchen appliances to clothing and jewelry. John, we're going to go back to you on this one because this is, again, in your wheelhouse, being the grocery expert amongst the 4 of us. No doubt it's a pretty bold move for Kroger. So should Target and Walmart be worried, point blank? What do you think?
Yeah, first of all, I think it's an awesome move by Kroger. I think it's a really, really great play by them generally. And to come to more directly to your question, should Walmart and Target be worried? I would say that everyone should be worried about Kroger right now.
Wow, interesting.
I don't know if anyone is both as ambitious, as forward thinking, and as aggressive about pursuing market share right now as Kroger are. Like they are doubling down in all aspects of their business, right? So they're acquiring, they're expanding into new formats. Their private label selection is really strong as we head into, potential recession and people trading down. Like Kroger are well placed in kind of every set from that perspective. And then you think about their leadership and how forward thinking they are and ambitious in terms of integrating technology into their organization. Like I think they're a really fascinating company for how they're moving forward. So the easy answer is yes, I think both Walmart and Target should be worried, but I do think there is a nuance to that because it depends on which direction that Kroger go. Because if they really heavily pursue general merch, for example, I think Target should be very worried because that's like Target's bread and butter. It's how they, how they fund everything else that happens within their store, right? But equally, if they go much more on the supercenter, offer everything you can possibly get under one roof, then Walmart should be worried. So I think there is 2 different directions that this can go. But overall, everybody in this space should be watching what Kroger are doing because they're coming for everyone at the moment. So they kind of are indiscriminately trying to take money from everyone on the table. And I think it's a really interesting strategy they're pursuing right now.
Interesting. This is going to be a fun discussion. So you think this is something to watch, to keep an eye on. All right, Ann, what do you think? Do you agree with John? Disagree? What's your take?
Absolutely. I agree.
Really?
Yes, because with some caveats. Okay. Rodney McMullen, CEO of Kroger, on stage at Grocery Shop last week, talking about with the Albertsons merger, should it go through, they're going hard on lowest price possible in grocery. And I think when you look at the competitors, Target, not even close to a competitor in grocery products and produce and fresh. You look at Walmart, still more share than Target, but still not great. So if you can take the produce, the trip driver that's going to get people in there day in and day out, you can start to bring in. Now, this is the key component, though. You have to figure out, and having led the partnerships for Target Store of the Future, like you have to figure out how that general merchandise assortment is going to hit. Because if it doesn't, then this falls flat. And while Kroger does get a lot of accolades for getting out there and trying new stuff, it doesn't always work. So I think that's going to be the key dependency. Like, can they do it? Can these additional footprints all over the country, should this merger go through, can that help them? Can they be the low price leader for grocery? Like, yes. But they have to be doing this better than Target, better than Walmart. And that to me is the key, like, linchpin here.
I 100% agree with you. Yes. Low prices in grocery are different than low prices in a super center format that you're doing for the first time. But so Kelly, what do you think? Do you agree with these 2, or do you think there's maybe a more doubting Thomas angle you would take? You can see which way I'm leaning on this one already.
I think so. I think I'm leaning similarly to you, Chris. I'm a little more skeptical of this, and mostly for that last point that Ann just brought up. When I think about Target expanding into grocery, Walmart expanding into grocery, it was just that they really already had the general merchandising down and then moved into the food side. So I think it's a lot easier as a customer to jump onto, oh, now I can just get my groceries where I get my general merchandising versus, oh, Kroger sells my food. Now I'm supposed to buy a dresser from there. So I think it will be really critical to see who they're bringing in, in that initial marketplace model. But they do have so much equity and a great real estate profile. Like, I'm not saying never, but I'm skeptical to see how they can really sell people that they can make a play in this space.
I want that job.
Yeah. It'd be a fun job to have. Yeah. I thought you said it really well. I mean, yeah, again, as a merchant, the proof is in the merchandising, which is what, and you were alluding to too. But for that reason, I'm not losing sleep on this. I mean, Kroger, I actually think Kroger feels late to the party on this. I mean, you already have Hy-Vee doing it. H-E-B is doing it in Texas.
I don't
Myers
think you
doing
can
it in
combine
Michigan.
Hy-Vee and H-E-B aren't doing apparel though. Like
Yeah,
not
they
in
are.
not to the extent that
in their newer stores they are. Yes, but maybe not to the extent that this is, but it's pretty darn close. And then you still have Walmart and Target. And so like, why is Kroger going to do that any better than any of the myriad of options already out there? And you also brought this up too, and their track record on this is crappy. I mean, I can remember a year ago, we were talking about them putting Bed Bath & Beyond in their stores, and look how well that's turned out. So like, well, I just don't think there's anything in their track record that tells me they can do this any better than the other options that are already out there. So,
I mean, that's the one, like that's one option, one small floor pad thing. I mean, I think you have to reimagine this. This is like directly going after Target and Walmart. I don't even think you can put H-E-B and Hy-Vee in the same consideration set because they're not doing it in the same way. The boxes aren't the same size. Like it's a different operation, but for sure, Target and Walmart are competitors. I think we just have to see if they can, like Kelly is saying, like get to the level of quality of that merchandise assortment.
John, last word here.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything you said is correct, Chris, right? I mean, the execution of this depends on how the merchandise they put into the box, right? I mean, that's the case for every retailer in every scenario. What I would say is that I think Kroger are thinking big in all directions, which is why I'm so impressed by it, right? The acquisition of Albertsons is so big. And they're going for new formats. They're leading on in-store marketing. Like they are ahead of the game in a lot of areas. So I think that their track record in the last couple of years supports that they can execute this well. And they have a leadership team who are willing to go after things, which is why I think it's such a great strategy overall.
Yeah. Great conversation. Yes. And don't forget, before we get to the headline, they also have the Krogies, which was another great start.
I know. I was like,
from Kroger.
This is what we should do. We should take our money that we save from registering for Manifest, the $800, and we should each place a bet, and then we'll come back to each other and see like what happened when it opens in 2024.
Today.
Yeah.
Yes.